Hey guys, this is EJ Holland with the Wolverine.com, and I'm here with Michigan Edge commit Dominic Nichols, just days away from signing. By the time you guys see this, Dom will have signed and have been part of the 2024 Michigan recruiting class. Dom, I know as we're recording this, you haven't signed yet, but what is it going to mean to you to put pen to paper and officially become a Michigan Wolverine?
I mean, it definitely means a lot. Obviously, I've dreamed of this for a long time, and I'm just happy I could have done it here. I didn't have to go to private school. Oakdale's done a lot for me, which is great. I mean, it's definitely great to be signing one of the best schools, the best school in the nation.
Yeah, before we get into Michigan, you accomplished a lot here at Oakdale. You hold a couple of records. You just led the team to a state championship. What does it mean to you to have a ring on your finger coming out of Oakdale and accomplish as much as you did during your time here?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing else I can really ask from Oakdale football. All the records I hold now, sacks, TFLs, all-time tackles, it's definitely great. And capping it off with the state championship just makes it that much better. I mean, losing last year in the state championship was one of the harder things we had to do, and we had to go sit and do interviews even after the loss, and we said we'd be back here again next year, and we weren't going to lose. So.
Definitely. Obviously, you get to join a team that's ranked number one in the country right now. You're getting there early. You get to work with Coach Herb, take part in the Rose Bowl practices. How excited are you to get out to Pasadena and work with the team and eventually get to Ann Arbor and get to work right away a semester early?
Yeah, it's definitely really exciting. I mean, all the dudes are cool. I'm happy to be around them. The other early enrollees, it's a little unfortunate my guy Dev can't come, but I think we're going to have a lot of fun and we're going to be ready to work. Obviously, we're going to have to work really hard looking at next year's schedule, so we're just getting ready to play.
Let's go back to the start of your recruitment. You actually went out to Michigan before you got an offer, and you camped, right?
Yeah.
And you didn't get an offer that day.
I did not.
So what was the feeling coming out of that camp, knowing that you had to kind of wait and stay patient for that Michigan offer?
Yeah, it wasn't, it's obviously not great. You go to camp and you don't get an offer right away. It's not great, but I also feel like that camp, I kind of underperformed. I could have done a lot better, I feel like, that camp. So all I could do was play my junior year and get my film up and get the offer. So, and that's what I did. I definitely feel like I've progressed a lot and my body type has changed. A lot of things have changed since, even this past year, I went from 250 down to 235 and I'm just moving a lot better.
For sure. So, you did get that offer in the spring. I know Michigan came in, checked on you, gave you the scholarship. At what point did you start thinking, okay, Michigan might be one of the schools for me?
It was pretty early. Coach Roney was asking me, if I could come unofficially before we decided if I wanted to take official, because it was getting around the time that you were, set up your officials or whatever. And I was like, why not? It's definitely, their edge production's been great. And you look at dudes like Aiden Hutchinson and Ojabo, and you're like, how could you not take a shot? And I don't know. You got to be stupid not to take one. So I had a great time there, and we decided to do the official, and I had another great time, and I decided that was the place to be.
Before the official visit, I came out here and I asked you if I could put in a prediction. You told me yes. So I kind of had an idea that you were going to Michigan, but there was a brief time before you committed that some people thought you were going to Wisconsin. I know that visit left a big impression on you. So what did Michigan do on the OV to get back, on the right side, or get back in your mind like this is definitely the place?
Mm-hmm. Honestly, I just felt closer to, the coaches of Wisconsin were new. They hadn't played a season yet. They were coming from Cincinnati. Obviously, they had a good track record there. But I wasn't sure how they were going to do in the Big Ten, and everyone at Michigan had proved themselves that they can do this and produce good talent. Obviously, I think I'm underrated, but they didn't see me that way, which is definitely great.
After you committed, there was also a brief time where, a few people were worried. Why'd you stick with Michigan? What was it about Michigan, even with Clemson coming in and some other schools coming in and continuing to talk to you? Why'd you stick throughout the entire fall?
Yeah, a couple of schools definitely, Clemson and Florida State in there a little bit, but I mean, honestly, it was just I think most of it you don't want to say coaches because they could all leave, but I definitely felt comfortable with all the coaches, and I liked how Coach Moore did all season, like taking over when Coach Harbaugh couldn't get on the field. I felt like they all did a really good job handling that, and just showed how strong a family they were, not having to worry about if their head coach was going to be out on the field or not.
So Michigan obviously has a long list of edge guys that have produced in Ann Arbor, from Aiden Hutchinson to David Ajabo to Mike Morris. What does it mean to you to follow in those guys' footsteps and kind of create your own legacy at a place that has the tradition of producing at your position?
I mean, it's definitely great because obviously you're working with people who know how to get that talent out of players. So they've got the blueprint for what players should look like, and when they find them, they work pretty hard to get them. And I definitely feel pretty good that I got the blueprint. Honestly, I'm a big guy. I'm not light. Thank God I'm not 6'3". I'm not sure I would have fit in. I'm not sure I would have fit in there. But it's definitely great being able to play under coaches who taught dudes like Aiden Hutchinson and Mike Morris.
You mentioned relationships played a big role with your, talks with the coaching staff and even other guys in the class. But let's focus in on a few, Jesse Minter, Dylan Roney, Mike Elston. I know those guys were really, really involved with you. Just tell me about your relationships with them and what stood out about those guys.
Yeah, I mean, they would check up on me every week more than football. And I know you could say coaches are supposed to do that, but it did feel pretty important. They were always checking up on me, seeing how the season was going, making sure I wasn't injured over the course of the season. And Coach Minter was sending me him watching my own film. He was watching me on film. He was sending plays that he highlighted and stuff, and it was definitely cool to see him take time during his season to do some scouting on me, which was great.
When it comes to the commits, I know you were especially close to Devin Baxter, who's fellow edge, and David Polipale, who's flipped from USC and will play along the defensive line. Just tell me a little bit about those two guys and how excited you are to play with them at the next level.
It's definitely gonna be exciting. Obviously, me and Dev are close. We played each other 2 years in a row. My sophomore and my junior year, we played each other, and he's a good player. I was hoping he would go to Michigan. We were talking about it for a while, and David, that's my guy too. Taking the OV with him, and then ended up committing somewhere else, and him coming back was amazing, dude. Because I knew he didn't belong at USC, to be honest, but I never told him that. I always congratulated him, and when he finally said, I think I want to come back, I was like, come on back, you're welcome back. So it's definitely great to have both of them.
Let's talk a little bit about you off the field. So I know you're pretty talkative with me, but for the most part, you kind of stay off social media. Just tell me a little bit about yourself. What should Michigan fans know about Dom?
Yeah, social media. I don't. You don't see on social media that much because I don't like the dudes who just post all the time for the likes and the follows. I'm just going to sit here and work my tail off. I think Oakdale football taught me that. But, around here we like to go fishing, so there's not much more around here than fishing and football. It's about it. So.
Yeah, what do you usually catch? What do you go out to
Bass
fish?
A lot. We got a lake right over there, so we'll hang out around there with my guys. That's how the whole team's really close. No one really leaves. Like, that was the thing. I could have went Good Counsel, IMG, St. Francis, and it felt like a family here. And once it feels like a family, I was like, why would I leave my family? It didn't matter how good I was. Like, we had goals we wanted to accomplish here, and we got them done.
If you were to compare yourself to an NFL or college player, who would it be?
That's a good one. I want to say Aiden Hutchinson or Mike Morris. I think Mike Morris he was a little bigger than I'll ever get to, so I'm probably say Aiden. I definitely got some strength to put on in there, but I do see a resemblance, which all the coaches showed me. I mean, and it's definitely great. I mean, he's doing great in the NFL, so that just clearly shows how good Michigan taught him up.
If Dom Nichols wasn't playing football, what sport would he be playing?
He would have a basketball game tonight at 6:30.
Are you still playing basketball?
No, I decided not to, just in case of injury. I mean, I would only play for a month of the season. And what year was that? I remember what year that was.
When you guys won it?
Yeah.
So it's with 22 or no 21.
21?
Yeah.
Yeah, when I was a sophomore, we won the state championship, and I was the starting center, so I got 2 rings, actually.
Oh, wow. All right, so away from the field, what are you planning to study and why?
Undecided right now. I was thinking about medical field just because that's what my mom does, and I idol her. She works really hard for what she has, so that's a thought. Or kinesiology is also a thought.
If Coach Stein said, Dom, you can have any post-game meal you want, what would you get?
Chipotle.
What's your to-go order there?
I always get white rice. I don't get beans. I do not like beans. I double the chicken. I get cheese, sour cream, corn, and lettuce. That's it.
After 3 or 4 years at Michigan, where do you see yourself and the program?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, obviously my dream's to go to the NFL, but even if I don't, I'm going to have an amazing degree in whatever it is I decide to do. And as a team, I feel like, I mean, you can say we have the 15th ranked class, but I look at a lot of other classes, and I think they got dudes who aren't really that good. So I think they shouldn't be ranked that high, and I think we got a lot of dudes who are going to come in and work really hard, and we're going to take it because nobody wants to give it to us, so we're just going to take it.
Thanks, Tom.